Welcome back. Thanks for clicking. I'm not sure how this video is going to get received, but I'll just say what I think. As a character, I don't think Batman is good. Well, I wouldn't say that he's not a good person. He's trying, but I have some issues with him. Like, his presence in Gotham breeds more villains. And it seems that him going around beating up the villains, putting them in prison or the asylum, they just break out and continue with their crimes. So it really seems like a never-ending loop of villains that Batman will easily beat. There are a few that will give him trouble, like the Joker and Bane probably, but he should be killing certain villains. Like the Joker should be a villain that you kill on sight. Joker should not be alive. He should not be captured, right? It's difficult to capture him, but you shouldn't try to capture him. You should try to kill him. He's still a human nonetheless, right? And you do have superpowered people in Gotham. So why is it that even villains don't want to kill the Joker? That really makes no sense to me. Because even as a villain, there's certain codes that you abide by, right? Like you don't mess with kids, you don't mess with old people. There's certain codes. And certain villains, after a while, you're going to build up a name for yourself and nobody will work with you and they'll just kill you on sight because you're a literal madman. And there's so many instances in the comics where the Joker, I remember this one specific instance where I think I don't remember the name of the comic, but I remember watching a video summarizing what happened. And the Joker couldn't laugh anymore. So what he did was he was trying to find different ways to make himself laugh, but he couldn't do it. So what he did was randomly jump into a taxi, go to the outskirts of Gotham, and there was a house with a family in it. He went in, killed everybody, and just walked back out. Got in a taxi and went back to Gotham. Alright, he just killed that family because he couldn't laugh. I remember one instance where they found a full warehouse of dead bodies with the Joker smile because they were, victims of the Joker gas. And there was easily 1,000 people in there. Dead bodies. Right? This guy is a menace. He should be killed on sight by anybody. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, he should die. If you're in the capacity of getting rid of a literal mass murderer, why would you not do that? And even if he's insane, right? He's insane. Even if you were able to make him sane, how would he live with that? You're basically dooming the guy to torture mentally, and at any point he might regress and continue to do what he did before. It just doesn't make sense to me to keep that guy alive. But back to the Batman. Since Batman, Bruce Wayne, owns the Wayne Industries, I'm thinking that he has some investment in the prison complex in Gotham, and that's why he doesn't actually kill some of these villains, right? Like somebody like Catwoman. Oh, I hit the camera, sorry about that. Somebody like Catwoman, you wouldn't kill her. She's just a thief, right? Like those individuals, I can see you not killing. But what he's doing, it just seems to serve him. All of this seems to serve. He wants to go around and beat the shit out of him for all of his mental issues, right? And then once he beats him, throws him in prison, they break out, and then he beats him and throws him back again. So to me, you like beating the shit out of people, one. And two, there's probably a financial incentive for him to work with the prison complex, so that way they would get more money to keep these villains at bay, right? Because usually prisons are paid with your tax dollars, so the tax dollars are going to be given to the police to ensure that these criminals don't get out. And something that bothers me is anytime you watch or read a comic where you see the prisoners, they're usually held in prison cells and there aren't a lot of guards there. There are many times where villains will just walk into the jail. They'll break into the jail cell, right? Or they'll break into the prison to break out one specific prisoner. And you notice that there are no guards around. There's no secondary security camera system to show you that these individuals are there. To me, it makes more sense to have literal martial arts trained people and marksmen being the guards for these villains. But usually it's empty or it's just like a normal, police officer there. And I'm thinking, you have a facility with all of the worst villains in history, in Gotham's history. And you're telling me you don't have superpowered guys there? To me, it makes no sense. Shouldn't the Batman create security suits that these guards could have on just in case, there's a breakout? Because there's always a breakout there. That's usually the premise of a lot of these animated series with the Batman. The villain breaks out, or multiple villains break out, but it's up to Batman to save the day. This doesn't really make sense to me. After a while, you should execute some of these guys, especially Joker, right? It's gotten to the point in the story where there are 3 Jokers. What? Batman needs to end as a series. It just needs to finish, dude, and have one of the Robins take over. That would be better to me. Have one of the Robins take over, can follow Dick Grayson. Now that would be interesting, as opposed to having Batman just continuously do the same thing over and over again. And a lot of people will use any sort of they'll use some sort of mental gymnastics to justify what the Batman does and how he does it. There's no logic to it. He's just doing it because it feels good and it lines his pockets. I'm thinking that. That's what I'm thinking. Because if you're in Gotham, you're the mayor, there's all this crime happening. It just seems fucked to me. It seems like a situation where only the Batman wins. This is all for Batman. For somebody that's so smart, it's so weird that he can't figure out a solution to prevent crime from escalating, but it just keeps going up thanks to his presence. He's not doing anything to help Gotham. If you were in Gotham, you would move. If you could move, you would leave. There's no two ways about it. And the Joker's literally, like, he killed one of the Robins. I think he molested and caused Barbara Gordon to be wheelchair bound. He's killed so many people, and Batman's like, oh man, I can't kill him. It's wrong. If I kill this one guy, it's gonna be easier to kill the next guy. This is not like that. This is one of those exceptions to the rule. Like, yeah, you shouldn't kill people, but Joker's literally going around like mass murdering people on a regular. Like, why would you not? Like, no, you need to like execute him. This is not the time to like put him in jail. That's another thing. Like, why don't they like execute him, right? Like, this is one of those guys you should execute. Like, even if you don't have a law for it, you make an exception. Like, all right, this youth need to die. I'm sorry, this youth need to go meet the Lord Jesus or the devil or what. This youth should not be on Earth. I don't want to say the stories are poorly written, because I enjoyed them for the most part, but after a while it got too wacky for me. Batman got too wacky, too much plot armor. Him being there makes the villains more crafty, more villainous. They want to get stronger to beat Batman. So it's these villains are aiming to beat the Batman. What the police are gonna do? Like, what are the police going to do against villains that are trying to beat the Batman? What? They can't do anything. You have to call Batman, and then he puts him in jail, and then the tax dollars go towards the prison system, which I think Wayne Industries has some investments in. Like, but yeah, that's what I think. Hopefully, you enjoyed my little rambles. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.